Hey, it's Frank, and this is a little F-5D Skylancer. So this was an upgraded version of the Skyray. Had a longer, pointier nose, and was a little bit longer model, and the little trim extensions here didn't point back as far as the tail end quite as much. This is about 8.7 ounces. Ready to fly. This also has a 2208 1800 kV motor and an MPI 5x5 Zaggy style prop. 3S 800 milliamp hour battery that gives me about 10 minutes. 6mm and 3mm depth run, and a rocketry body tube and nose cone that I use for the fuselage just to make it simple. And servos are just mounted on the bottom of the wing, and I've got a little Lexan skid here to protect the servo arms in the bottom of the model when I land on the material matting there. So I'll have to give a little wing toss launch, and we'll give you a flight. Ready? Or is it worse when I get close to you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to keep it in close. Yeah, I'm not quite using half throttle. Go vertical. That wasn't vertical. Slower to the right, of course, against the torque. This distance good, is that better? I like the markings on this. Yeah, Neil Armstrong flew after they decided not to put this into production because the F-8 Crusader was better than anything else at the time, and so they gave these to NASA. One was damaged in a crash, and I think two others were also damaged. They gave two of them to NASA, and Neil Armstrong flew one in this color scheme for Project Dinosaur, doing abort landing tests to simulate the dinosaur glider if it had to do a suborbital abort off the Titan III. And there's one in this color scheme now at Neil Armstrong's Museum in Ohio. And the only other one that exists is at the Evergreen Museum in McMinnville, right near us. So the original the Skyray couldn't quite do Mach unless you were in a dive. The Skylancer with the uprated engine and a little bit better aerodynamics and nose and stuff, could do I think Mach 1.44. So pretty good performance upgrade compared to the original, but not good enough to what they had already in the pipeline with the Crusader to warrant adopting it. But, so in this model, I used the same wing plan form as my Skyray and tail, and just used a little bit longer body tube in the front and the back to stretch it a little bit. And same little 3mm chine covers, but adjusted their position a little bit, and a different nose cone, of course, to simulate that. And this one, it's just slightly heavier than the Skyray. The nose cone's about ½ an ounce heavier than the Skyray, so that's the difference. Pretty snappy and roll rate, just like the other one. Yeah, the wing toss seems to work better. I was hanging onto the tail and launching, and sometimes I'd give a little bit too much up and it would kind of stall, and when it doesn't have any air under the wings, even on lower throttle settings, this motor has enough torque that it wants to kind of torque roll the model. And usually it does that when it's not very high off the ground. That's not good. So. I originally made the skid underneath long enough for me to hang on to, so I could do an overhead throw, get a little more altitude, and I do that on a lot of my bigger models, but I've never had an issue in 40 years, but this one's so small that my hand was a lot closer to the prop, and on one of the hand launches I got whacked on the top of the hand by the prop. Didn't really do any damage, but broke the prop and made me a little nervous, so I decided to go to the wing toss, which seems to work okay. Yeah, this is another one that needs barely any forward stick for inverted. Yeah, pretty nicely mannered. Right side up or upside down. Is that better for you, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, I'll come around from the right and land. I'm not doing the full battery because I don't want to make my video guy too tired.